Hey guys, Gemma from ASD Rocks. I am just going to do a really quick one for you because I'm aware that I haven't been online very much lately. I've had actually a really tough time the last couple of days. We all have really tough times and it was just my turn. So I'm just going to really quickly give you an overview of what's going on in our world at the moment. Bo's been doing really well, but he seems to be hitting in a very late period. Seems to be hitting that that puberty that I've always been sort of worried about or talking about. And he's getting really angry at really small things, and he's screaming, "Oh, fuck!" You'd think that he'd cut his finger off. And he has no concept of how he actually sounds. He sounds really aggressive when he does it. And he doesn't believe that he sounds aggressive, but he really does. And the other day we were at his sports physiology, and he just wasn't quite managing to do exactly what it is they wanted him to do. It was really complicated. It was super difficult. And when he tends to lash out now, which he's never done before in his life, because he's so big and because his voice actually does boom and it's so low, such a low register now, it sounds really quite, you get really, oh my God, but he's actually frustrated at himself. So, for example, one of the things he was trying to do, it was really complicated. He had to lie on his back with one of those big those bouncy balls, those massive ones that you sit on, and he had to put his feet on there, so his feet were, and he had to raise his pelvis off the ground, and with his feet on this bouncy ball and his back lying on his back, and then he had to bring the ball in to basically his butt and then back out and then in, or with, like, I don't think I could have done it, to be honest, but it was the coordination that was really driving him absolutely insane. And he kept sort of falling off and whatnot, and then, he used to handle those things really well, and I think that he doesn't realize how aggressive he sounds when, he goes, "Ah, fuck." And I ran to him and I put my hands on his head and I was like, "Okay, babe, just breathe through it. We'll get through it. We will get through this." And when we were talking about it on the way home, I was like, "That was super aggressive, mate. Like, it was frightening." And he was like, "Oh no, I was just frustrated that I couldn't do it." And I said, "Yeah, but how it sounds to other people is really different." It sounded, scary. And apparently it's not the first time he's done it. His dad took him to sports physio, and he was trying to do something and he did the same thing. And when he brought him home to me, he said, he really lost it this week. So this is something that, look, I have been expecting it. I haven't got an answer yet for you about how to deal with it, but I do know he has no comprehension whatsoever of how he sounds, because he's so innocent and he would never hurt a fly. We all know that. So I think the step that I need to do is to let him hear himself somehow. I think, I can't run around carrying a dictaphone or something like that, so that he can hear himself. But I have been preparing for many years, and it's part of the puberty videos that I do. And I say, guys, these hormones that these kids are going to get, they're going to go wild. And when it happens is unknown. Now with Bo, he developed very early, but this emotion is happening very late. So I have given him tools, and I've always said, if you're feeling angry, just say, "I'm feeling angry and I don't know why." If you're feeling sad, just say, "I'm feeling sad and I don't know why." Doesn't seem to be what we're dealing with here. What I'm dealing with is an outburst, a flash of emotion that is frustrating him, that he's incapable of controlling. And it is, like I said, it sounds extremely threatening. So I'm going, and each time I talk to him, he's like, no, I was just annoyed with myself. And I'm like, but you don't understand how it sounds. It sounds like you're really angry with, or whoever we're with, or whatever it happens to be. So, I just wanted to let you know that it's going to be a busy weekend. Finn is in the Victorian Junior Championships tomorrow. I've got to be away across town at 9 o'clock in the morning, which is not my favourite time in the morning. And I have a birthday party tonight. So I'm heading into St Kilda to an awesome little restaurant called Rococo. And I'm just going to try and chill out because I've not had a great last couple of days. I was in bed all day today, very stressed out about a lot of things that are going on. My computer is broken. So I'm not going to be able to do a lot of editing. Usually I do a lot of editing of stuff to show you how things went over the time. I'm not going to be able to get to do a lot of that because my computer's broken. It's gone, and replacing it is not within my budget. So I'm just going to have to do a lot more live stuff or a lot more straight to camera stuff. And if I can sort of mash things together on something else, I'll just try to keep going. But yeah, I don't quite know how we're going to work with this, but you know me, I'm not going to let anything stop us. So ASD rocks, guys. A call out to Charlotte. Happy birthday, Charlotte. See you at Rococo's in a little bit. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. And please, guys, I've been looking at the messages that come through. I've had a huge amount of messages that have come through just recently from a lot of healthcare workers, people that are working with kids and adults on the spectrum, and they've been amazing. They've been like, you know what, I don't have a kid with autism, and I don't, I'm not a parent, but your videos have helped me connect and communicate with our clients so much more. And that's beautiful. I love to hear it. And a lot of them are like, I know you won't reply, and I do reply. So one person has asked me specifically about discipline, and a really big subject has always been brothers and sisters or siblings and the problems that we have or they have. And they asked me, your kids seem so respectful. They seem so, well managed. Do they ever fight? Do you ever have to, I can't remember what they called it, do you ever have to get real with them or something like that? And it's an interesting thing, and I think it's something that we should talk about. I might even do a vlog about discipline on the way in, but we'll see how we go. All right, guys, signing off for now. Hope you are gearing up for a good weekend. And yeah, I will see you hopefully. Like I said, I've got the championships tomorrow and I'm going to be there with Finn. So I won't be able to do too much tomorrow morning, but I will try and get something done so that we're still here and present. If you guys have teenagers who are dealing with puberty at the moment, dealing with emotions, fluxes in emotions, fluxes in outbursts of frustration, which actually happens a lot more with so the less verbal you are, the more frustration, the more fluctuation, the more outbursts you're going to find. And that's why we have our autistic meltdowns. It's the inability to communicate. It's the inability to get across what is bothering you, what is the problem. And that's what leads to these intense meltdowns, which with Bo ended up with vomiting and passing out when he was nonverbal. So yeah, this is what we're working on at the moment. As soon as I have any idea of what's going on in my world, I'll let you know, because I've got to still work through all of these things. Everything's been very hindsight and retrospective until now. Now I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with, and once I work my way through it and we work out what the best, tactic is, I'll let you know. All right. Mwah.